And welcome everyone to another episode of the DuPage Run and Shoot. And as always, I'm your host, Patrick Cotto. It is the final episode of DuPage Run and Shoot Season 4. Thanksgiving week is here. State championship is here for the IHSA football season. I can't believe it's here.
Yeah, I can't believe it's here either.
We're here. We got Matt with us on the show. Matt, how you doing, buddy? Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too, buddy. It's glad to be here. I can't believe we're already at the last episode of DuPage Run and Shoot already. This whole season just like that.
16 teams are all left for all their state championship games, Class 1A all the way to 8A. I can't believe it's here.
I can't believe it's here either, but still got a whole weekend to recap, Pat.
Exactly. We're going to start off with the semifinals, starting in 3A. Montini with a dominating 42-14 win over Wilmington. This is a special class for Montini, and it's unbelievable too because when they first came in, their first 2 years, they saw the varsity team go 3-6, and look how they stepped up.
Yeah, they stepped up big time. They were on point, and they were unbelievable here in these playoffs. Congratulations to Montini. They looked really good there.
Yep. Looked to be close, though. They were up 7-6, and then they go on a 35-7 run to seal the game. CJ Harkins with 3 touchdowns. Jeremiah Peterson continues to impress us, and so does Santino Florio. Yeah. All contributing on touchdowns.
Hey, we love to see it. But good for the Broncos.
Yep, so they're moving on. They are one of 2 DuPage area teams moving on to the state championship game. Next one, 5A, Nazareth Academy, 40, St. Francis, 21. Nazareth gets back at St. Francis.
Big time in this one here. I said this one would be close, and St. Francis put up somewhat of an effort, but lo and behold, it wasn't enough. It just wasn't quite enough to.
It was 20-14 at one point, and then Edward McCain had a kick return to make it a double-digit lead for Nazareth.
Oh, jeez, that's whew.
Trent
Well,
Walker also had a fumble recovery a few possessions later. Logan Malachuk with three passing touchdowns.
mm, yeah, just one of those things, I guess, for Nazareth. But I mean, hey, give credit to St. Francis. They made it far and they put up a hell of an effort.
You just wish it was third time's the charm for them.
Yeah, you wish it was.
Third straight season where they made a semifinal.
Yeah, hey, and they ran into a brick wall. Nazareth was just the better team.
Yep. So Nazareth will be moving on to the 5A state championship game against Joliet Catholic. Montini will have Monticello.
Mm. Ooh, that should be a fun one.
It will be indeed. To our last DuPage game of the week, two of our area teams went at it in the 8A semifinal. York 20, Naperville Central 15.
I'm sorry, buddy. I know this one. I know you're there for this one. I know this one hurts you a little bit. I feel you there. But yeah, that was I I I mean, we both picked Naperville Central to win this one, but
We
yeah,
did.
the magic just ran out for them, unfortunately.
Yeah, Magic ran out for them. Bruno Massel for York did a really good job keeping plays alive with his legs. He can do more than throwing. He can run. Like the kid can do it all.
Yeah, he's a dual threat QB and he's great at it for a reason. I mean, the dude's a state finalist in track for a reason, and he can run the football really good in addition
Even
to
in
throwing
key
the ball.
situations, the Dukes had the ball way deep in their own territory, and Massel pops a near 50-yard run.
That's that's insane. I mean, I saw the highlight and Central's defense is good. I can't take anything away from them at all. They are a talented
Their
bunch as you can.
offense left some opportunities on the field.
Yeah, their offense left some opportunities on the field. Sebastian Hayes, I have nothing but love for him. He's a great quarterback. He had a great season, but it wasn't enough in the end to get
Yeah.
where Central needed to be to get to the state finals.
And their only touchdown of the game came on an Aiden Clark, it was a 42-yard run.
Yeah.
But it was on third and long where York was thinking of the deep pass. No, Aiden Clark took advantage of a deep coverage.
Well, and that's the thing. I felt like they should have done a bit more. And I don't know how many rushing yards Aiden Clark had in the game or how many carries he had, but I felt like they should have given him. I mean, Sebastian Hayes is a great quarterback. I'm not taking away anything from him, but we saw what Aiden Clark did on third and very long. Why aren't we giving him the ball a bit more?
It's a
I
great
felt,
question. I mean,
yeah,
they didn't give him the ball that much, too, against York as well. Not York, Lions Township in the quarters.
I
But
understand they're trying to go cautious with him because I know he just got back from injury, but he was looking really good. Like it didn't look like he had any rust still on him.
exactly. Penalties also killed some central drives and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, they still had plenty of opportunities, but just couldn't capitalize it. York's defense was just the better defense that night.
Yeah, they were just the better group. They were just the better defense, and I mean, unfortunately for Central, as penalties just killed them in that game. And then I don't know. I mean, fourth quarter, you're driving. I mean, I don't know. I felt like they should have focused a bit more on the ground game a little bit. The Redhawks should have, but I understand why they would want to put it in Sebastian Hayes' arm. He's been great. He hasn't. I mean, he had a bit of rust at the start of the season, but he shook a lot of it off and had a good mid to end season. And playoffs, he was looking really good. But I just don't know. The offense just didn't get them to where they needed to be, I feel.
Really sucks too, because this was a very special group for Central that could have gone far to state,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you gotta, still great season for Central, the best, in almost 11 years.
Yeah.
I'm happy for them.
Yeah. I'm happy for them too. But, it's going to be It's going to be a different Red Hawk team. We talked about it, how this senior class has been very special. You got Hayes, he's a senior. Aiden Clark's a senior. Nussbaum's a senior.
Goosebumps, Gavin Wade, Nick Zabilet, Deshaun Williams,
Yeah, they're all seniors,
Garrett
and
Nichols.
they've all been they've all been good players, but it's just this was their best opportunity to get back to states, and they came up just short. I think they'll be back in a couple years. Yes. Do I think they'll be? I still think next year they'll be a decent team. We talked
I
about
don't
some
think
of
they'll
the.
be as good as they were this year.
No, they won't be as good.
They are going to be really young next year because you
They're
have
going.
all
Yeah,
your receivers back except Deshaun Williams. You'll have Dylan Martin, Vince
yeah,
Byrne, along with
yeah,
Jermaine Kennedy back. You'll have Paul Paradotti back.
yeah.
The main question is, but
You got some of your threats back, but you're going to be a younger team, and
the guys,
honestly,
new
it's
look up front, new quarterback,
it's
new running back. There's going to be Matt Garrett will be back, but yeah,
it,
it's gonna
it's
be a brand new team next year.
it's hard to replicate the success they had this season with all the seniors that they have. It's going to be difficult for them, and it's just that's just how football is. It's so hard to replicate. I mean, unless your teams like the Patriots, who have for some reason just managed to avoid the salary cap for years and have such a long-standing good history of great culture and good coaching. It's hard to replicate one good season like they did in 2007, where they went 16-0, to another. And 2008, I mean, I don't know if this how much I know my football history. They
They missed the playoffs in
they missed the
2008.
playoffs in 2008, but they still went 11-5. But Tom Brady was also out for the entire season because he tore his ACL in their opening game. So,
I know.
yep, yep. It's hard to replicate that success. You sometimes get into hangovers, and for Central, I wouldn't say it's a hangover; it's a reset. And
Exactly.
I think they'll be back in
The
a couple.
class of 2027 and 2028, this year, like the freshmen and sophomores this year, Matt, when I
Yeah,
combined 16-2.
and they'll be good. I think in a couple. I think in 2 years
Two
they'll
years,
be.
the Red 2 years, the Red Hawks will be
Yeah,
back in this position, I feel like.
I feel they'll be back in this position too. But next year, that's just you gotta get them going. This is varsity football. This is a much different atmosphere than JV and freshman football. It's a lot more. That's more of the gridiron right there. Than I'd argue that's more of the gridiron than sophomore and JV and freshman football levels.
But we'll see what happens, though. But yeah, York, they made the plays they needed to. Bruno Masso
Yeah.
scoring all of his touchdowns on the ground. Jimmy Connors with a touchdown. Masso
Hmm.
made the plays they needed to with his legs and his arm.
Yeah. Hey, hey, Bruno Masso, he's he's got them to stay for a reason, and I expect him to do more of the same. He is an outstanding dual threat quarterback.
Third time's the charm, finally, for York. This is their third straight semifinal appearance, and they got it done. So congratulations to York for getting the win. Good
Yeah,
luck at state
wish it
against.
wasn't against Naperville Central, but
Yeah,
congratulations.
but yes, congratulations. Now you
Yeah.
have to face that team from Willamette, who we have a few things to say to their quarterback after an
Hmm.
interesting comment after the Lincoln Way East game.
Yeah, yeah.
A very interesting comment that probably pissed off a lot of people.
Well, are we going to beat around the bush, or shall we get to it?
We'll get to it when we get to it.
All right.
All right.
We'll
Well, anyway, on to our IHSA games of the week. Chicago Christian 34, Farmington 20. Oh, not the
The
Farmers.
farmers, not the farmers. No, there's been
We were loving you guys all season. Why do you gotta do us like that?
God, the farmers. we were riding on the farmers, we were riding on the tractor with them this whole time, and all of a sudden it just collapsed on us. That's what happened. It collapsed on us.
Well, the first half, it was a pretty close first half. The first half was literally Lane Wheelwright versus Kenny Yager, each scoring
Mm,
2 touchdowns.
mm.
And then in the second half, Chicago Christian goes on a 13-0 run to lead 26-12. Farmers get a Wheelwright passing touchdown to make it 26-20. And then Christian Fluton scores a rushing touchdown for Chicago Christian on fourth down.
Really, on fourth down.
Fourth down. That is risky, but it paid
Hey,
off.
hey, as long as it paid off. I mean, if it didn't pay off, then we'd be telling them how much of a boneheaded, dumb decision that was to go for a rushing touchdown play on fourth down. But hey, they still made it work.
They made it work. I mean, we've seen a lot of idiotic decisions this year, Matt. So
Yeah, us Chicago fans, we are all too accustomed with idiotic decisions.
Chicago Christian, the state championship game, taking on Merrill Forsyth, who beat Johnson City 41-22. So Merrill Forsyth was up 34-0. 34-0, thinking, oh, we're going to run away with this shit.
Mm.
Johnson City goes on a 22-0 run to make it 34-22. Sadly, it wasn't enough because Forsyth got a touchdown late in the game to put out of reach.
Yeah, that's. How do you let that? How do you let the game go like that? I
It
don't
was a
understand.
very interesting game, I would say.
Yeah, it was a very, very interesting game. But up, nope. Okay, not Zay Flowers, but another Raven scored a touchdown.
Probably Lamar Jackson.
No, Justice Hill.
Oh, about time
Mm-hmm.
he did something.
Yeah, exactly. It is about time.
Yeah, but yeah, no. Merrill Forsyth made the plays. Ryan Shepard with 291 passing yards and 4 touchdowns, 3 of them to Mitch Williams. So the Shepard-Williams combo was on display in Johnston City, Illinois.
What a welcoming party for them down in Johnson City right there. That connection, that's you could argue that single-handedly ignited that offense to get them going.
Yeah. But again, Johnson City, they didn't go down without a fight. Hayden Koenig passed for a touchdown to Nolan Calsey. Hayden Burt got a touchdown. Jace Weaver with the touchdown, but unfortunately it wasn't enough.
No, wasn't enough. Wasn't enough.
But hell of a season for Johnson City. They're moving on. Or Johnson City's eliminated, and Merrill Forsyth's moving on to the 2A state championship game.
Exactly.
Next one to 5A. Joliet Catholic, 42. Morris, 6.
Just when we thought that we were writing Joliet Catholic off after a really shaky start this season, they look God mode in the playoffs. Wow.
Well, they did catch a tough. They catched an easy break playing some decent teams in the playoffs. I mean, Jacksonville, an okay Sacred Heart Griffin team, an undisciplined Morgan Park team, and a deflated Morris team.
I thought Morris would have put up more of a fight in this one. I don't know what happened here.
Yet again, a lot of people thought Morris was deflated getting into the playoffs at 5-4 before they made this magical.
Yeah, but they had a magic run, and then all of a sudden, just poof, that magic just went away like that.
Yep. Larry Stringham with three rushing touchdowns on 185 yards rushing. Nate Martini and Vince Bremer each also scoring touchdowns on the ground. Heavy running game for Joliet Catholic.
Hey, heavy ground and pound game. That's a way to do it to get yourself into the Illinois high school version of the Super Bowl.
Joliet Catholic will move on to the 5A state championship game where they'll take on Nazareth for a second straight year.
Oh boy, that'll be a barn burner.
Probably. Next one, 6A, Geneva, 28, Cary Grove, 26. Just what we expected.
Yeah, this was a close one here. Geneva, hey, that passing game, they are unstoppable right there.
Exactly. This gap, scores were exchanged by both teams. Tail and Taylor catching touchdowns. Whew, very close game all around. Geneva thought they were going to put the game away up 20-20, and they fumbled in the red zone. The red zone. They had great field position to score. They fumbled. Geneva picked it up. What did they do? Peyton Seaberg with a 42-yard rushing touchdown.
How can you? How do you? That's that's just a collapse right there. You fumble in the red zone, and then your defense fumbles like that, and just
But
give.
the defense did save them by stopping the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, they
And they
did.
were able to hold on for there and win 28-26.
Oh, that was that. Hey, they stopped them in the end, but that could have been close. That could have been something. Hey, that could have forced overtime right there, and we may be talking about a different outcome in this one had they not stopped them on that 2-point conversion.
Exactly, but good season for Cary Grove.
Yeah,
They didn't let the state championship hangover get to them this time because after they won in 2021, they missed the playoffs the following year.
yeah. Hey, they came back and almost made it back there again this year, but well, they fought to the bitter end, but it wasn't quite enough.
Exactly. But Geneva's moving on to the state championship game where they'll take on East St. Louis.
Oh, oh boy.
Yeah, we'll get to that shortly. We're almost there.
Mm-hmm.
To Class 7A, Batavia comes back and beats Lincoln Way Central 25-21.
Where have I seen a Lincoln Way Central game where they collapsed like this earlier in the year? I'm trying. Remind me, where did I see something like this happen?
Or any Lincoln Way school in general, because they also had to come back against Lincoln Way West.
Yeah, they did. That they did.
But yes, to your case in point. A high school called Naperville North, led by a quarterback by the name of Jacob Bell, throwing a touchdown pass to a receiver by the name of Quinn Morris in overtime.
Yep, yep. And I remember seeing that game late that night. That was a fun one to watch and a fun highlight to that got put out as well by one of my former reporters, Jake
You
Stahlstrom.
had the game of the year, though, with the 63-62 game.
I at least have the dignity of I at least had that game. So
Yes. But yes, Batavia had an 85-yard game-winning drive. Mike Vander Lutgaren finding Isaiah Brown for the touchdown with 31 seconds left.
that was another nail biter right there. But wow,
That's why semifinals to me are more exciting than the state championship games.
yeah,
Because you're playing to go to the fucking state championship game.
Yeah, you're playing to go to the freaking state title game. A lot of teams are just happy to be there because of the glory of being in the state title game.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But what a season for Lincoln Way Central. First semifinal appearance since 2000. They fought to the end. That's all you can do.
Hey, that's all you can do. That's all you can do. But congrats, Batavia. I would have loved to see a Geneva versus Batavia 7A Class State final game, but
both classes are not in the same class, so.
Yep, unfortunately.
Well, let's go to Batavia's opponent. Mount Carmel 43, St. Rita 24. This game was all Mount Carmel.
Yeah. The score may look a little bit closer, but St. Rita scored some of those points in garbage time.
Late in garbage time. Mount Carmel, they had full possession. That freshman lineman, though, you saw that photo, right?
I didn't see a photo. What photo
I sent you a photo of one of Mount Carmel's big boys.
Oh yeah.
I jokingly said, "Can we see your birth certificate, please?"
That dude's a freshie. Dude could be maybe around my age.
Yeah, let's check his birth certificate, please.
Yeah, let's just run an age test.
But at the same time, private schools can also recruit, so
that they can. They actually
can, and it's already sparking debates on that in social media. But I mean, the only thing that you can do about that is, just hope for some schools to beat them. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all you gotta do is hope for some of those schools just to beat them.
Yeah, that's all you really can do at this point.
Yeah, Just go beat them. Beat them.
Yeah, just go ahead and beat them up.
Yeah, it was a 43 nothing Mount Carmel at halftime.
Yeah,
So the
they
clock
put up.
was already running to start the second half.
Yeah, you put up 24 in the second half, but let's be honest, Mount Carmel gave you those 24 points.
They did. Garbage time, and that
Hmm.
was it.
Yep, that was all there was.
Exactly. But good season for St. Rita. Would have loved to see you on the state championship game, but oh well.
Yeah. Oh well, what can you do?
Mhm. To our next IHSA game of the week. Lincoln Way East falls to Loyola for a fourth straight season. 27-24 the final. Lincoln Way East. You had one job.
Oof. And you blew it. You blew it.
Not to mention, too, you had a 16-6 lead. So nice job displaying your inner Atlanta Falcons.
Against the Loyola team that was ripe for the killing. That's inexcusable.
Loyola goes on a fucking 21-0 run to lead 27-16. Now, yes, Lincoln Way East did get a touchdown late to make it 27-24, but
There wasn't that. That was too little, too late, right there.
yep. And after that, you had Loyola's quarterback, Ryan Fitzgerald, had a very interesting quote to say that I personally don't agree with. You, I'm sure, don't personally agree with. I don't understand why he had to say that in the first place. It showed that Lincoln Way East hadn't played a four-quarter game all year. That's a problem. Obviously, there are public schools, and they play those teams. It's not fair to them that they don't get to play the best competition. They just don't have those games in the regular season where they play four quarters against the best teams in the state. Says the team that got their asses kicked by East St. Louis back in week 1. Really? I
I
I don't get it.
this I uh, this is again. This is some of these Catholic school rich kids. And if this pisses off people, I'm sorry, but you know what? This is what needs to be said. Ryan Fitzgerald, I'm sorry, but you're only in this position because of who your father is Pat Fitzgerald. And may I remind you that Pat Fitzgerald ran himself out of Northwestern a couple years ago for doing the dumb shit that he did. And yeah, obviously, Pat, how's the unemployment line doing for you right now, man? You
Yeah, I mean,
just
all we know is
piggyback
that he's currently a volunteer assistant.
currently a volunteer assistant.
At least that's what the Wikipedia page shows. Looking at his resume right now.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't get anywhere in college football again. I wonder why. And you're just going to piggyback off of your son. It looks like. Ryan Fitzgerald, I'm sorry, but you are in the wrong for saying this. You got, if memory serves, Loyola got ripped apart by East St. Louis and St. Francis earlier in the season. Lincoln Way East had a much better record than you guys did. Yeah, you beat
And
them in the
Lincoln Way
playoffs.
East did play in some four quarters this year.
Yes, they did play some good teams and in some four-quarter games. I'd argue Naperville Central, that was one of their more difficult competitions. Yeah, they won by 20, but still, that was still a game for them. They
Yeah,
had a lot.
and Loyola too. You didn't play in four-quarter games all season too. Let's see, 34-7 loss to St. Louis, 42-7 win to Glenbard West, 35-21 loss to St. Francis, where you clearly let them get away from it.
Mm-hmm.
A
Yeah.
nice 35-7 win over DePaul College Prep, 27-6 over St. Ignatius, 42-6 over Providence Catholic. You steamrolled Mount Carmel. You destroyed Belleville East. The only four-quarter games that you all had this year was Brother Rice, 28-21, You could argue that the 34-16 over Carmel was 4 quarters.
Yeah,
Marist was close. But
yeah.
regardless, Lincoln Way East definitely did play some 4 quarter games. I don't know what you're thinking.
I don't understand this quote. And he didn't even this was completely unnecessary, I feel, to
If I'm
go.
York and I see this shit,
Yeah.
I'm pissed off and motivated.
Yeah, I'm yeah. Hey, Ryan, let me just say this. Don't talk shit until you actually win the state finals, buddy.
They did last year, but I guess he's still, using the we're defending state champs line get to
and
him.
that's all. I'm sorry, but that's all these Catholic school football kids. It just goes to their head, and that's exactly what happened with Ryan Fitzgerald right there, running his mouth after the game, completely unnecessary to say those remarks. Come on, man. You already beat them, and you're just going to do them in dirty like that, and you're going to put a bigger target on your team's back now because of your comments. Ryan Fitzgerald, let me just say this to you, man. If you guys go up against, when you guys go up against York in the state finals, and York is motivated by this and pounds you guys into the ground, and your teammates are upset at you about the things that you said, because York's going to come out and say, if they win, they're going to come out and say, well, yeah, that quarterback said stuff that really rubbed us the wrong way and got us motivated. Yeah, if your teammates come at you and are ripping you in half about, keeping your mouth zipped when you shouldn't, when you should have, I don't want to hear anything from you. You better, buddy, you lose, you help yourself to a nice slice of humble pie, and you shut the fuck up, just like you should have been on Saturday night.
Exactly. I mean, anytime you can beat the number one team in the state, it's good.
It's good, but
They deserve to win. Yes, they did, because the way
yes,
they played, the way Fitzgerald played, the way Drew McPherson played, the way the whole team played. But the post
I'm
game
not.
stuff was out of line, dude.
Yeah,
Out of line.
that's out of line. Come on, you beat them. Is it really worth it in the end to take it a step further and rub it in not only Lincoln Way East face?
Just because you played for a private school doesn't mean you
Yeah,
could run your mouth like that.
yeah. Come on. I mean,
And if there's any
so
Loyola fans watching this and are offended, I
yeah.
don't give a fuck.
I no freedom of speech. Yeah, freedom of speech doesn't protect us from how people may receive us, but gives us the right to say what we want. So sorry, you got an issue with us saying this stuff, then well, maybe you should look at your quarterback and tell him to keep his mouth shut until it happens. I'm not taking anything away from Fitzgerald. He played a great game against Lincoln Way East. They came back and won that game fair and square. But you gotta just take it one step further and put a big X on your red X on your back and just, give yourself and your team a bad look going into state finals. That's not good, man. Come on. You gotta, if you lose this and York comes out and absolutely steamrolls you, you're ripe for a lot of criticism.
Yeah, and I'm sure he is right now.
Well, he already is right now, and he's
Since
even more ripe.
that was posted via Michael O'Brien Twitter.
Yeah, he's even more ripe for it should York pound them into the ground, which I don't know. It
I don't
just
think York will pound them, but I'm hoping
I
York wins.
Well, even if York wins, and yeah, that's if I'm York right now, I see that quote, I'm 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 printing out a whole ass receipt for what Ryan Fitzgerald said.
We keep receipts nowadays, boy.
Yeah, we do. You run your mouth so long enough, it's only a matter of time before someone just smacks you right in the face. And guess what? Daddy can only be there to help you for so long before you're on your own.
Some kids nowadays just don't know when to shut the fuck up.
No, they don't. No, they don't. They don't. And come on, you're high school football. Yeah, I know you're Catholic school, and I'm sure he has the mindset of, oh, Catholic school's better than public schools, and I can say whatever I
Not
want.
all. That's not true all the time.
That's not true all the time, and buddy, you better get out of that reality.
Exactly. Just shut the fuck up and play the game.
Yeah, play the game.
Stay humble.
Don't.
Be grateful that you're going to the state championship game after people were riding you guys out this year.
And I'm sure that's part of it. I'm sure that's part of it that he feels obliged because he's probably heard some of the
And like I
criticism.
said, one of those losses was to a public school, and that game wasn't even close. Not to mention, too, your only touchdown came on defense.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm just going to be honest, you were pretty close to losing this game to another public school had you not rallied.
Yeah. Shut the
Mm-hmm.
fuck up and play football.
Yeah, you don't need to be running your mouth any more than you have to. And I mean, any Loyola fans that come at us, or Ryan, if the Fitzgerald family somehow stumbles across this and is pissed off about it, then
What are
you
you
know
going
what?
to do? What are
What are
you
you
going to
gonna
do?
what
What are you
can
going to
you
do?
do? You
What are
can't
you
do
going to do?
anything. Yeah. What are you
What
gonna
are you going
do?
to do?
Just run your mouths at us more? Okay. Yeah. Sure. Go
Cry
ahead.
about it. I
But
don't care. Cry about
yeah,
it.
yeah. Honestly, I mean, sorry, but you know what? You
I
put
bet
this
we're
out
not the
there.
only ones even touching on this right now. Hence, it was
No.
supposed to be a Twitter. Yes, I'm still calling it Twitter.
Yeah. No one's gonna fucking call it X. No
Yeah,
one's
fuck
gonna.
that
No
shit.
one. Yeah. But yeah, Ryan Fitzgerald. Sorry, you're out of line for this one. You. I know
I
you.
lost full respect for you.
Yeah. Yeah. So did I. So sorry, buddy, but you got no sympathy from me here on this one. And if York goes in, if you go up against York and York absolutely, even if York wins barely and you're sitting there crying about it, I'm
Still
just
a
gonna,
win.
yeah, sorry, you should have stayed quiet when you should have.
Exactly. Well, anyway, Matt, that'll do it for our games of the week. Had to let that steam out. Let's go into our state championships. First one, Lena Winslow versus Belleville, Althoff Catholic. Another year, another state championship appearance for the Lena Winslow Panthers.
The reason why they keep making it back here every single year. That
They're the
program
power.
is.
Now, if only they can maybe move up to 2A. Because as Joe and I were talking about at breakfast this morning, hey, could some of some of these teams move up to the bigger classes like Naz, Montini?
Yeah, yeah, hopefully. But hey, Lena Winslow, I'm gonna ride with them here in this one.
I'm going to go with Lena Winslow as well. They have a very, very dangerous running game. Alex Schilling and Aiden Wild have a combined 47 touchdowns on the year.
47 combined touchdowns. And you go into the state finals, yeah, good luck trying to defend against that.
Exactly. They're going to be names to look out for. But yeah, I'm going to take the Panthers in this one. Next game to Class 2A. Chicago Christian versus Merrill Forsyth. I'm going to go with Merrill Forsyth in this one.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking of Chicago Christian, but you know what? Merrill Forsyth, they won me
Merrill
over the past
Forsyth
couple
has
weeks.
been here before.
They have been here before. They have that experience on their side more than Chicago Christian does. That's why I'm going with them.
Yep, Merrill Forsyth finished second in 2018 was last time they were here, and in 2017. In fact, they had a stretch where they finished second place for three straight seasons from 2016 and 2017. And you want to know who they lost to in 17 and 18?
Who they lose to?
Gibson City, Melvin Sibley.
That team is that school just has such a catchy rhyme to it, and that's I can honestly make a lyric and a song out of that school.
But yes, but Merrill Forsyth will take on Chicago Christian. I'm rolling with Merrill Forsyth. That team's looked impressive so far in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're 49-13 over St. Teresa, 28-7 over Chester, 22-21 over Quincy Notre Dame, and a dominating 41-22 win over Johnston City.
Yep. I'm going to go with them as well.
Good choice. 3A, Montini versus Monticello. This is a DuPage area team, so I have to ride with Montini. They've looked impressive all year long.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Broncos Country. Let's ride.
Broncos Country, let's ride.
I'm riding with you in the state finals as well.
4A, DePaul College Prep versus Mount Zion.
Yeah, so we have Will Levis actually making it this far into the football stratosphere.
I mean, they looked good in the Bennett game besides the Will Levis type play.
Yeah, for those of you at the Paul College Prep, I'm sure you know what we're talking about.
Yep. But you know what? DePaul College Prep is back in the DePaul College Prep is only in the playoffs for the second time ever in school history, according to the IHSA website.
Wow. And they're already and they made it to state finals. Wow.
Yes. Yeah,
That's
this is a special class because under head coach Mike Passarella,
yeah.
2019, 3-6. The COVID year, 2-4. 2021, 2-7. 22, 3-6. Last year, 4-6. Boom.
Back in it. They're in it. That's I mean, I'm happy for DePaul College Prep. The second time in the playoffs and they've made it to state. That's impressive. But you know what? I got to go. I guess with a more experienced team in this postseason. I'm going Mount Zion.
Yeah, no, Mount Zion. Yeah, Mount Zion has been in the playoffs for another year. This is actually
Yeah.
Matt. Fun fact: this is both teams' first state championship appearance.
Someone's gonna come out of here winning
Someone's
their
going to come
first.
with their first ever state championship.
Yeah, but you know what, DePaul, this is new territory for them. That's why I'm gonna go Mount Zion here.
I mean, it's the same thing for Mount Zion, new territory. So I'm going to roll the dice and take DePaul College Prep.
All right, so we're at odds on this one.
Well, like we haven't made different picks all year.
Yep, we have made plenty of different picks, that is for sure. But first time we're at odds in the championship game.
Exactly. Next one. Nazareth Academy versus Joliet Catholic.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Nazareth on this
I'm
one.
going to take Nazareth as well. Joliet Catholic's been an okay team all year. Nazareth is playing 10 times better than they did last year.
Yeah, they're just on a whole different level.
Give me Logan Malachuk, Tim Rackey, and the Roadrunners.
Yep, I'm going Nazareth.
Yeah, no, this has been a very special team. Logan Malachuk with 3,083 yards and 42 touchdowns on the season, including postseason.
That's insane.
Yep. Throwing passes to Jimmy Penley, Trenton Walker, who's got 1,176 yards receiving.
Nice stat to have going in the championship game.
Yep, but I'm going to take Nazareth.
Yep, as am I.
Class 6A. The only one without any private schools.
Yeah.
Geneva versus East St. Louis.
Geneva, the Vikings, they've had a good year all year long, but you know what? I do remember seeing this East St. Louis team. I remember them because they beat my old high school, Plainfield North, back in 2016. That game still lives rent free in my head. I recorded that game because I wasn't able to go see it in person, but yeah,
you should be glad you didn't go.
yeah, because that was an ugly, ugly game for us. The only time we've made it to the state finals, and that wasn't good. But I'm going with East St. Louis in this one.
I'm going to go with East St. Louis in this one as well. I think it'll be close, but East St. Louis takes it. A rematch of the 2008 state championship game.
Yep. Yeah, they've just been unbelievable the past few years.
Exactly. Next one. Batavia versus Mount Carmel.
This is one of those.
Batavia, but Mount Carmel has owned Batavia the last 3 seasons.
Well,
not this time. I'm taking Batavia.
You know what?
Oh,
this is tough. This is tough for me. This is really tough. You know what? I'm gonna go. If there's a time to flip the script on ownership, it's now. I'm going Batavia.
Yeah, no, Batavia, they're tired of losing to Mount Carmel. Go for it. Fucking go for it.
Yeah, I think they should. I think they should.
Yeah, this is a great team. You know, Bodie Anderson, Michael Vander, Isaiah
Mm,
Brown, Brett Bregan, Noah Whitwell.
mm,
Oh boy.
yeah, that'll be good.
Yep, I'm gonna take Batavia. They looked impressive all year long after losing a lot from last year.
Yeah, it's quite a time to flip the script on their
Yep,
ownership of Mount Carmel or Mount Carmel's ownership of them.
exactly. And the final game. Loyola versus York.
I After hearing Fitzgerald's comments, I don't want to pick York, but or I don't want to pick Loyola. I
I was
mean,
gonna
but
say, buddy.
I this is. I mean, if I'm York, I'm feeling more motivated to win this game than I ever have
They're
been.
in their first ever state championship game as well, York.
I don't. Uh, I know I'm going to be looked at as a hypocrite, but you know what? I'm being realistic here. I'm being logical and just going with, the team based on experience. Does it kind of pain me to say it after hearing Ryan Fitzgerald's comments and him slighting the public schools? Yes, but I think Loyola is going to go back to back
So three-peat.
or three-peat. Yes, sorry, three-peat. I think they're going to. I think York is going to keep it close. I think York is going to keep it interesting, but I don't know. Loyola's had that magic when everyone's been writing them off, and yeah, hurts me to say it, but I think I'm going to go with Loyola.
You know what? This is a very special class for York. When they were freshmen, York hasn't made it to York hasn't won
Yeah.
a playoff game since 2010.
Mm,
Not only did they get playoff win, that first playoff win since 2010, 2022, but they
mm.
also made the semis in for three straight seasons. Third time's the charm, and they get the win to go to the state championship. Give me York.
I mean, do I want York to win? Yes, I do want York to win, especially after seeing Ryan Fitzgerald's comments. But I gotta be, I'm, I, I think York is I'm not taking anything away from York. I think they're a talented team, but I think Loyola, they are just the better team in this one. But I would love to be surprised.
So do I. I would love to see York win it.
I would love to be surprised in this one. This is a game that probably I know I said some stuff about Ryan Fitzgerald a few minutes ago, but honestly, I gotta go with this team.
They're gonna wonder who the fuck you are.
Yeah, they're gonna wonder who the fuck I am. Like, who the fuck is this guy now? They're just ripping our quarterback a few minutes ago.
Well,
Mm,
anyway, Matt, we always wrap up with our shows with our teams of the week. This time we're going to go DuPage teams of the year. Who is your DuPage team of the year, Matt?
uh, well, this team gave me quite a bit of great moments this year. They didn't make it far in the playoffs, but I had the privilege of covering three of their matches late in the season. They gave me a thrilling 63-62 game against Homewood Flossmoor, arguably the game of the year. Um, they've been really good to me. I've gotten to know a couple of their players really good. Um, and I wish they would have won a playoff game, but hey, they're still the future. It's got to be Naperville North.
I'm also picking a Naperville school as well, Matt. Naperville Central.
I
Best team
figured
they've had since 2013.
I figured you'd go the central route. I took the north route, but
It was fun being around the boys all year. Sucked that the season just came to an end, but what a year it was for Naperville Central. Great year.
Hey,
Nothing to hang their heads about. Proud of those
hey,
boys.
you still got you still got to get to see some of them later in the year. You got some of them for wrestling. You got some of them for
Wrestling, we'll see some
baseball.
for basketball. We'll
You
see some
got
in the
them.
spring.
Yep, I still got them coming up for bowling. So it's not over until it's over.
Exactly. That wraps up the show. Matt, I would like to say thank you for joining us this year for DuPage Run and Shoot.
Hey, I want to say thank you for bringing me on. It's been fun being able to discuss high school football with you this year. You and we met a year ago when I started at NCTV. Took me in. You and I
We clicked
we
right
just
away,
clicked
buddy.
right away. We just clicked right away, and it's led to this. You've shown me a lot. You've taught me a whole lot, and I'm very appreciative of you bringing me on this show. And I'm looking forward to working with you in the future and seeing where this thing goes. It's the start of something beautiful.
Exactly. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you, everyone, for following us for our 4th season. To the class of 2025, you were our first class that we followed through all your 4 years. Started up in the fall of 2021. We just finished our 4th season. Thank you for everyone viewing it. It was fun. I can't believe it's over. It's over. Yeah, I'm gonna cry too.
Oh, you make me cry. Oh God. This is the sad sobby time where I get all emotional and stuff. But you know what? It's happiness. These kids, God, you're with them. You had the same thing with, it's like that with you in Central Football, man. You grow with them. You're with them for so long. You get to see them blossom, and they made it. They made a good run at it this year, and I'm very appreciative of you bringing me on this journey with you.
Exactly. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Merry Christmas. Happy off season or merry off season.
Merry off season.
What a season. What a season.
What a season. And I'm excited to see the state finals on Saturday.
Same. Well, everyone, for the last time, thank you, everyone, for tuning into the DuPage Run and Shoot. Happy holidays, and we'll see you in August of 2025. Thank you.